Radiant team ban. DC's turn to ban. Radiant team ban. DC's turn to pick.
Warlock.
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Lycan.
Again with their Warlock. I'm fine. I'm still not sleepy though. It's 30 minutes past 2 a.m. Still good. Well, you keep me awake all the time. Like you have that kind of a voice that doesn't make me sleepy. It makes me like wanna. Yeah, exactly. Well, this time it might actually be an offlane mag. Or maybe they just want to prove they can do it with position 4 mag. Again with Axe and Warlock. But this time they have Lycan. Okay, Lycan with mag Empower looks scary on the paper. Also, Digital Chaos banned out Troll Warlord. For those who didn't see, at the first day, Infamous beat DC 2-0 with Troll Warlord 2 times.
Ah, come on.
DC's turn to ban.
Yeah, you know how like ladies first. You know how Lycan counters Axe when he goes in with a blink call and tries to dunk. Lycan uses Howl, increase HP. He wastes dunk. What do you say about that? That's
Radiant team pick.
So Silencer banned out. That's an interesting ban.
Ten seconds remaining.
Monkey King.
DC's turn to pick.
Yeah, well, there is your Monkey King you wanted to see for past few days.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds.
Clockwork.
Radiant
Clockwork for DC. Well, Clockwork providing vision game against that Monkey King. Also, Clockwork really good against Lycan. He can't pass cogs.
10 seconds remaining.
This is the pick I like, really.
5 seconds remaining.
Well, it might be still forever Clockwork or not. It's not gonna be. It's an Axon offlane. My bad. So it's a position for Clockwork. Yeah.
Crystal Maiden.
DC's turn to pick.
Well, it's pretty much the same hero, just lacking one item, lacking levels, but he does the same thing he does as an offlane clock. Same goes for that mag we saw in the last game. Oh, Clock Shadow Fiend combo, killing the cogs, get extra damage for mid, try to dominate the lane. What about the last pick for DC? You think it's gonna be a red hero? Are they from the same lore?
10 seconds remaining. DC's turn to ban.
So carry Disruptor just for the lols.
10 seconds remaining. DC's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining.
Well, this looks like pretty normal game. Nothing special in terms of push for any team. Nothing to take down towers fast besides Lycan, and I mean, you can empower whoever. You can empower CM with level 10 talent plus 60 damage. She pushes the tower, so.
Timber Saw!
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining.
Sadly.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Mid. Well, you can always go. Yeah, you can go for mid Magnus if you want to lose the game. I mean, you don't want to go against Shadowfiend, who has extra damage from clock cogs, especially on Magnus. You do well, you can go jungle, but that Shadowfiend will just free farm, so they need something for the mid. Maybe Alina with Crystal Maiden Aura works well.
Ursa Warrior.
Oh. No, this is like a lot of mindfuck actually. Timber.
This is what we call mindfuck.
Yeah, well, they might think they could have placed Timbersaw mid, and that's why Ursa was picked. Or what they can do is put maybe even Lycan on mid, have a mag on bottom lane solo, and have like a triple lane with Crystal Maiden, Monkey King, and Ursa. There's pretty much
crazy.
everything. Everything is pretty much open for Infamous. They can lane it. But the best way, if Shadowfiend is mid with extra damage, Ursa can't really fight into that. So it would be better for Magnus and have an offlane, safe lane Ursa, good against Axe, good against Timbersaw. So I think it's gonna be a safe lane Ursa actually, and Mag on mid, or might be a Lycan on mid against Shadowfiend.
It's going to be a tough matchup for whomever because
I'm gonna stop.
They're going to be dealing with the clockwork. I know it's you're looking at Infamous's lineup and it's pretty unorthodox in what kind of laning setup they're going to be going for here.
I think I've said every possible option. So
did you say Monkey King mid? I don't think so. So
every possible good option. Sorry.
Okay, there you go. Our tower is, of course, 0 to 0. A screen of time that is not really necessary. Let's get underway. It's game number 2. Digital Chaos already with the game 1 advantage. One more win to secure a spot into the playoffs and to face Team NP in the first round. Infamous hoping to get a win here to take it to a 3-game stretch and join SG Esports in representing South America in the next round.
So what they want to do is place Ursa on safe lane because of the axe. I mean, Ursa against any melee hero is good. Have a tri lane on top and the mag on mid, what it seems to be. Mag seems like he wants to go for bottle first item. This is the... I didn't see this for quite long. This kind of a build. Usually anyone who's playing mid doesn't want to rush bottle because of the shrines. It happened from the 7.0 patch.
Yeah.
Like, you have a shrine, so you don't need to rush it. You either go for PMS or boost of speed, whatever you need.
And they are going to be able to secure... They actually didn't get 3 cogs on that last one, it looks like, as they bumped the shrine for the final push out. Abed confidently going to the high ground here, but may not be suspecting a tag team. Oh, hey, cool extra damage you gave yourself there, bro. Mind if we just beat your ass? No, he has 7 damage. And they take his bounty rune. Okay, Infamous, I see you. I like that.
Oh, so he has to buy a TP for himself. Oh, they countered this so well.
Wow, good heads up on that one. And they're going to have Mr. Sonico Jr. I believe this is Matthew. I'm not too sure. Currently the zoner for the mid lane. Abed has all that sweet extra damage, but he's not going to be able to get anything going. And for the first wave, it feels like here. And allows Tomato to have a pretty good head start. Should still be a tough time the second the Monkey King leaves, but that's a good lead-in for Infamous to deal with a laning situation that on paper was going to be incredibly difficult.
Yeah, this Greevil needs to help the top lane.
Here he comes. Here he goes. Boom! Suddenly shows up and is able to smack down Dubu a bit. Dubu will be forced to chew his way through the tree path and make it closer to the safety of his tower, but already some heavy roam coming out from the Monkey King, proving to be a bit of a headache. And over here on the bottom side, we're going to see Forev on a repre performance of his axe.
Yeah,
now feeling like a pretty strong one-on-one against the Ursa, while he has the benefit of Bulba to pull the creep wave back and under the safety of his tower if he'd like.
Pretty common lane on bottom, axe and clockwork. What?
It's got some fun little synergy bits. Trap them both within the cogs. Maybe get some free extra spins in there. It's definitely different, but I'm sure the Ursa's not liking the lane. Not one bit. Comes in a bit. We'll try to dance with Forev as much as possible. Now, here comes Crystal Maiden, though. She has no mana, unfortunately, for the Frostbite, so she can't follow it up with any heavy-handed action. But Sword is making moves in. He's very distracted from just moving in any sort of CS game. He's constantly having to deal with DC. Abed leading in nice and early at 12 and 16 CS, of course. 16 being the heavy amount of cogs he's been able to take down. But hey, Magnus is at 11, not really falling too far off at this point. Still holding on to the small head start they were given.
Yeah, top lane Monkey King with Howl and with Boots of Speed and Orb of Venom, because he got that extra gold from the first blood. He didn't get it, but got some from the assist. Can really beat up people really hard.
Do you think that it's in his best interest to kind of hang around the top lane more often? He already did what he needed to do in the mid lane, and he's just going to trade between the top and the jungle, possibly?
Yeah, well, he can't move the bottom right now. Infamous is doing a good job in the laning stage. Mid matchup, Shadowfin will continue to dominate that lane right now, because Mag What's Mag bringing? It's just a Quelling Blade. He doesn't even want to have a stout shield. Just boots of speed. I guess if Monkey King wants to show on mid, they can try to get a kill on Shadowfiend, but Monkey King is just sitting on top.
Yeah, he's just kind of hanging here, hasn't really shown himself yet. And yeah, this is where we're seeing the Shadowfiend matchup begin to really get away from the Magnus a bit. But he'll be able to move off to the side and work his way through the nearby jungle. Has that Quelling Blade still and a shared Tango to kind of help him with the extra bit of regen. Monkey King is looking to flirt over near Dubu and snipe the bounty rune for himself. And he will do so. Just getting some free share of XP before he can make any sort of impact in the game. Kind of the same a bit for Bulba.
Yeah, he is level 2 right now, and he can try to make a move on bottom. If he can get hands on Crystal Maiden, that would be perfect.
Yeah, she's been doing pretty good keeping herself nice and deep, avoiding getting spotted out by that planted ward by DC. Haven't been able to talk too much about Mason here. We don't get to see Mason a whole lot on this Timber side. He's had Dubu as his babysitter and has been working pretty freely through the lane at 22 and 5 CS at the moment. Ooh, bottom lane. Battery Salt all the way out. They're going to be bumping the Bear forward, though. Couldn't quite get the catch with the cogs. And the Bear just might slip away from what could have been DC's first kill. Super close.
Yeah, they're super low.
Oh, look at this! Bulba comes in from behind and can't quite connect again with the cogs. Good backstep there. And a rotation will come in to the skies. They see the Monkey King jump up through the trees. Bulba's still here dancing with him a bit, and so's Dubu. Oh, he actually gets a connection with the Fatal Bonds, but they're still dancing with the Monkey King here. Looks like no kill will be had, but they were able to kind of force out the rotation and force back and out of the lane the Ursa.
Monkey King needed the TP there to help Ursa out, and Crystal Maiden, they were both so low. Well, this bottom lane for Rev again, dominating the lane with that axe.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Kind of like the same point we saw in the previous game too. But this time he's going to be rushing forward for a Vanguard, as opposed to going straight for the Blink, where in the previous game he had the benefit, of course, of that Invoker to help set up with Sunstrikes. This time he's happy to be just a bit more durable and get the extra life.
Yeah, it's he's playing against the Ursa and the Lycan, so good item, can upgrade it later on top lane.
Yeah, pressure onto Mason as the Monkey King springs into action from the trees. The Timber Chain will come out and no action will follow. Mason will make it away. Just a touch of trouble, but nothing too serious coming out.
Not much opening for both teams. One kill so far. Right now, with Ursa having phase boots, well, Axe can't really initiate on him on the bottom lane, and we'll get the Vanguard pretty soon, so that Axe becomes pretty much unkillable.
Oh, they have spotted Abed, but he quickly just assaults and takes out the Crystal Maiden, and now with the one-on-one, the Monkey King, though, is the man fighter, and yeah, Jingu Mastery is, even when you're a couple levels down, going to give you the better fight. It's a worthy trade at that point.
Balance in all things.
My finest creation.
Well, I'm not sure why Monkey King hits so fast, considering his agility. What is it? 25, and attack speed 138. That's pretty fast for level 4 hero, though.
And here we only see him once in the qualifier so far.
Yeah.
He heads all the way back to base. We could be seeing more from him in the future. But the pressure continues to mount here. DC in the bottom lane, swarming around the Ursa a bit. He is looking to go right for that Blink Dagger next. And it looks like the Monkey King is going to be heading over to join his side. Also looking to go between his own Blink Dagger and Blade Mail is back at Forev. Already with that Vanguard now done. He's got 400 gold, some good money. Dubu by his side. And with the Fatal Bonds, but maybe looking for a setup onto Dubu here. Rotations are coming from the rest of Infamous. Forev, though, makes the call. Brings in the Monkey King, and Now Ursa's trying to just unload his swipes onto the axe, but that is not always the best idea. That will be a gank avoided.
Yeah, there was no mana on Axe to dunk that Monkey King. Meanwhile, top lane, this Timbersaw is really hard to take down. With level 4 reactive armor against Ursa, Lycan, Jingu Mastery, they will need a lot to take him down.
Nice couple of stacks here too for Rev. His snowball potential in the previous game was a good deciding factor for DC, and we could be just seeing that yet again here in game 2. Bulks up his farm even further, and we'll head right back bottom to get the completion of his Blink Dagger. We do have Mag with RP ready to go here through the mid lane as he fends off a bit of the pressure, but as you mentioned before, the kill opportunities here for pretty much both teams have been very few and far between in this game. Even now, bottom lane, Forev is a pretty hard commitment to make. They'll move in with the stun, but I imagine the
Phase Boots ready.
Yeah, the Phase Boots actually allows him to just rush on forward, and with no extra defensive rotations or heals, that Forev is going to be going. And that is good. That will help Infamous delay and prolong his Blink Dagger a little bit.
Oh, Lycan and Magnus are trying to kill that stack. That's 3 stacks, or 2 stacks actually.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Looks like that will help finish the hand of Midas here for Ben Jazz. He's got to be careful though. He's eating a lot of damage. I heard a rocket go off. I would have just been giggling away if that was to connect on Ben Jazz and finish him off.
Radiant's
But it looks like he'll have to head all the way back, as it is for now. DC still kind of happy to do their own thing. We now have a level 6 Dubu, so Warlock with the Rock.
Yeah, these Warlocks pretty much end up with brown boots at minute 10-15. Who has bottom of knowledge?
Okay, now the Rock does go down. It makes good connection on for 3. The Requiem also going to get unleashed. Not very significant damage between the 2 ultis, I gotta say. So DC probably gonna be looking to walk off a bit. But
Hook
here
shot.
comes Bulba coming in with his own level 6. He's got the hook shot and finds connection onto the Monkey King. Blasts him forward. The dunk will be there. A little nice alley-oop play between the 2. And DC will fend off Infamous and be able to step back for the remainder of this tier 1 tower.
Timbersaw managed to kill the tower on the top, meanwhile. Looks really good for DC, even though Lycan is clearing a lot of stacks. This is the 2nd stack.
Yeah, Lycan's buffing his farm tremendously, but you know, you're going down the road of getting a Midas, playing that greedier kind of a game, and it's going to take that little bit of extra time to, you know, hit his true power peak. I imagine the Ursa is going to be looking to try to mix things up before him once he gets that Blink Dagger online, which continues to be delayed a little bit. I just feel like DC are going to be in much better, stronger fighting shape before Infamous are feeling confident in themselves at all. I could be thinking too hard about it, but I'm banking a lot on how much farm Forev has been getting for himself.
Yeah, well, it's gonna depend in the next few minutes who initiates better. Axe has enough gold for Blink Dagger, so they will try to go for some kind of smoke play. And Ursa kind of far away from his Blink Dagger. Mag 300 gold, so we'll see who initiates better.
Bulba snagging up the bounty rune. That looked like he was heading his way possibly through the bottom. They plant down the ward. No,
They're gonna go on top.
there. Yeah. Forev moves in with that new Blink Dagger. Gets up a nice call. And can he get the dunk? Yes, he can. The shapeshift was there, but unfortunately, he will not be able to run his way out. Forev with another back-to-back game of a good Blink Dagger debut. Infamous are going to have to squabble a bit. This is like when you start employing that buddy-buddy system. You don't want to be caught out in a lane at risk of Axe jumping you. And you're going to have to really consider your wardage. Oh my god, from the high ground here, DC could get the approach onto Infamous in this mid lane if they're not careful. Looks like they saw the Monkey King movement. Are they going to move in for Mason? They're going to go for the skewer back, and that's when Forever makes his move. The trap has been sprung. Monkey King trying to help out himself with getting that Monkey King. Oh, follow-up RP is pretty damn good. And suddenly it's Infamous with their own counter fight. Looking to rush down Mason here. He can't find the connection to the Timber Chain. Looking to move. It's going to be Abed unleashing the Requiem and turning it right back on its ass. Suddenly, as fast as the Ursa looks to run in, he has to 180 himself right back out.
Well, Infamous showing that with a good RP they can fight it. It was just Lycan hitting these three people and almost took all three of them down. So if they combine it well with Ursa Blink Dagger, Empower, it could be really deadly for DC.
DC take a tier 1-2 on top of it, and they move themselves into nearly a 5K net worth advantage at this point. Take a moment to hit the showers, of course, and restore up, but you know, new options for moving into the Roche or pressuring tier 2s are before them. It's on Infamous here to try to get some momentum for themselves back in this game, but it ain't coming easy. Monkey King has a while before he's gonna get that Shadow Blade done. Looks like Ursa has been able to finally finish out that Blink Dagger. Is he going to find an easy set of kills with this at all? Or is this feeling just a bit too late for now?
Well, he can get a kill on Warlock and that's pretty much it. Clockwork if he's not careful enough, if he has an Empower on. Okay, they're smoked, they're trying to make a move on top. RP is going to be ready in 20, Blink Dagger on Ursa.
Monkey King already here, scouting ahead of time. Mason, though, under this very full tier 1. Rotations could be made from DC. The second action breaks out, so Infamous have to get the job done fast. They already look to make their move in. The first rotation's coming, but they are able to bring Mason down. Forev shows up to play, but he's still surrounded by a lot of Infamous members. Is this going to be 1-by-1 for DC? It does look like it. Good move for Infamous.
Very nice rotation. They even took down charges from Bloodstone on Timber. So when you make a Bloodstone, you get the blink on Axe. You want to fight as much as you can. But now the Blink Daggers are up on Infamous and they're ready to fight. No Rock yet, though.
Not all is lost for DC. It looks like Abed was able to claim a tier 2 in the bottom lane, so they get a little bit of something for themselves. But after Infamous do claim that tier 1, they take the opportunity to move on forward and get a couple of wards down here. That one had already been there, but two. All right, well. Sporting some good defensive vision. Actually,
Also,
both teams have some nice offensive vision, really. Anyways, go on.
Good vision from DC. Pretty much they see everything, but they don't see smoke. I love the build on Crystal Maiden with level 2 aura and just went 3 in Frostbite, just keeping those people as long as they can, especially for right clickers like Lycan, Ursa. Yeah.
Lots of kiting capability. Need a bit of a restart here for Forev, but we're going to get back into action right now, it looks like. As DC just take a little bit of a loss there. We come off on the back of a gank approach from Infamous, able to take down both Mason and Forev in that top lane, plus score a tier 1 tower for themselves. Seeing the fighting items begin to come together here for Benjaz on his Lycan as he has his Echo Saber complete, and he's going to be looking to push forward to the BKB next.
Yeah, this is the build I like more. We saw Vlad's last game. It's a pretty costly item. What is it? Let me just check. 2.4k, and for 2.4k you'll add a little bit extra and get Echo Saber.
This one to be able to really get a hold of and chomp through, whether it be the towers or maybe some pesky little Warlock support before he can get the rock down.
Yeah, Infamous needs to try to get one more smoke and try to get probably a kill or 2 and then just finish Roche. They have a good Roche lineup.
Yeah, Roche is there. The lineup's good to do it. The space to get it done, though, is not there at the moment. as DC are actually drawing things out to continue the pressure on forward here with Rock up and ready to go. They feel like it's their time to still be able to take the better fights. So mid lane, they approach. Infamous for now are kind of hightailing their way down through the bottom, which is currently going over to the watchful eye of DC.
Yeah, one more thing about that Echo Saber build on Lycan. I prefer to go for Echo Saber build, especially when you have M-Power. It's not just a double hit, it's a double cleave hit. Also, Monkey King is getting a lot of farm with that M-Power as well. So Basher is up in the next 20 seconds, and this is gonna be big. Especially if there is 2-3 man RP.
Monkey King is also working his way and getting super close to that Basher. That turns his ult into like a mini RNG Ravage. It's quite ridiculous. Okay, here comes the move from DC. They pop their smoke and they begin to head their way up through the river. Infamous kind of out the back door already. Not looking to get caught up in too much trouble.
This is some serious timing on that Basher. 18-minute Basher phase boots.
Yeah. Ooh! Miss on the hook from Bulba. And they look to turn it around. They'll catch him with the stun. Forev steps in to help, gets off the call. The Rock will be there right on top. And then Benjaz looks to go in and chomp his way to go for the finish. And they're going to be able to get the Crystal Maiden down in exchange for Forev. Over on the other side, Ahmed gets hit. Locked with the stun. And they'll sing back, holding their high ground position. It's a minor trade.
Yeah, these cogs didn't let Mag to RP there. We were talking about cogs against heroes like Ursa and Lycan. It's gonna be a problem for them to kill it and have a good positioning in team fight.
Ooh, he accidentally skewered his own Monkey King to the ground, but he's trying to get to the side and go for an RP setup, but he ends up RPing right on top of the head and gets the finish on the Warlock. Warlock had already committed his Rock, but they get the finish nonetheless, and now they go in. Bulba's going to be going down too. Abed looking to way back and behind, dishes out a couple of raises. Mason stepping in, but my god, look how Infamous are able to use those trees to hide in and out. They reapproach once again, and Benjaz will secure the double kill. Looking to make it a triple as they get the finish onto Mason. Mason gets hit back, but the quick deny will be there.
Wow, this Infamous lineup looking really strong at the moment. Lycan finishes his BKB. He can tank so much as well. What? 2.6k HP. And again, that Frostbite level 4 from Crystal Maiden.
The way they were just manipulating the terrain was just something else too, and I actually don't even know if that was like the best way for them to start things out. Catching the Warlock on the side was great. The singular RP though made it very tough. They were hoping to maybe get, if that Warlock wasn't there, he would have been able to make a perfect T-bone initiation right on top of DC. But given the situation, they're still able to kind of make their move in and take the better fight. Now Infamous find Mason. Go right for a freezing field Frostbite combo. The jumping comes out from the Monkey King to go for the stun lockdown, but they can't quite get the finish. But that's when Benjaz comes into play, and the chase is on. Can he make his way to the shrine? They skewer him back, and they deny him altogether. Bulba tries to come in to help out, but the damage had already been done 2 times straight. Mason will fall down to 4 charges already on his Bloodstone.
This is not looking good for Timbersaw at all. I mean, there's a crest on him, but is there anything Bloodthorn or MKB that should come? Not really.
Probably not.
Well, not yet. I mean, Shadowfiend has a Butterfly queued up, so they will need it eventually if the game drags to that point.
Yeah. Okay, heads up move from DC now, looking to take away the Roche. It's being pinged out from Infamous. I don't know if they can do it fast enough. They're trying, but it looks like they all already understand that this is not going to be easy and are already stepping a bit out of position here.
Taking a Roche pit fight against Monkey King and Mag is not the best idea.
Mag does have that RP, as you can see, he uses it right in front of the front gate of that Roche pit. The follow-up rock is going to be there from Dubu though, and they're looking to grind their way through Forev. They'll be able to bring him down. A jump in from Ursa to help get the finish and the takedown of Bulba. The chase is on for Monkey King, and DC will get that, making it at least a 2-for-1 trade. Still weak, though. They have to step back and hit the shrine.
Well, now it's time for them to go Rosh if they want. DC, they have Shadow Fiend ulti. Can they go in?
Have already stepped in, and they're going to be taking it for themselves. Benjaz looks to go in for the shapeshift, and he might just burst his way through it. Now Ahmed going to be stepping in. Can they go for the finish? Ahmed gets the last hit. No, he takes the Aegis for himself, and DC are going to be holding on to it now. He dishes out the Requiem just before he loses the extra life. Paparazzi Jr. trying to make it away. Blinks out, and same for Sword. DC with a good reapproach. Just walk themselves in and take what's rightfully theirs.
I bet that Aegis steal, that was really, really good. It cost them just a Crystal Maiden. It could have been different. There was like 3 heroes with 200 HP with just double raise. He could have cleared them all. But sadly he died.
Now it's time to go in for a tier 2. It's still kind of fighting time for him. I mean, 30 seconds at least before the RP would be back up. It looks like they're going to be satisfied with that, and they will get back to their side of the map for now. Ferev's peaking has kind of fallen off a bit for some of these fights. He steps in as a follow-up to kind of, get the lockdown there, but quickly they'll swarm onto him, and he'll get taken out of the fight so fast. I don't know if that's anything that he can even change himself. It just feels like when Infamous are kind of on the money in some of these fights, they just dish out plenty of damage to make them look like paper.
Well, it's pretty even game if they use their spells correctly, even in favor of Infamous. But this Clockwork also doing a good job controlling that Ursa. We saw that in SG game. He goes in on Ursa and forces the ulti from him because he has a blade mail on, and then just runs away. Ursa doesn't have a basher yet, so he can just run away.
We might be seeing Infamous push out this mid lane a bit and then go for a smoke play if they wanted to approach DC coming in from the north. That seems to be the case. After the mid lane's push, they pop their smoke. A rocket was shot there. Could end up being a bit fishy when they suddenly see that no one's around. And I think that is the case. DC step away. And we'll walk away with just the tower takedown.
Yeah, they're happy with it. Now the Shadow Blade is finished on Monkey King. That might change the fight. There was a... I mean, he goes in with that Monkey King, but the rock drops, and if Fatal Bonds are connected with the big Shadow Fiend ulti, he can't really stand in his own ulti.
To the farm we go. This Monkey King is really, really farm. Shadow Blade off top of that Basher already. He's going to go for, what is that, Solar Crest himself? Build up.
Yeah.
Dang. And what looks like a BKB after that.
Well, it's good that... Yeah, it's good that Monkey King has that much of a farm, but he is stealing a lot of farm from Ursa. I mean, all of that farm could have been Ursa's.
From Ferev towards the bottom lane. It's the quick assassination takeout of the Monkey King. Just jump, blade mail. And Monkey King does hit hard, but he can also not take too many hard shots like that.
Both teams have a gem right now, or do they? There was 2 gems.
I don't see a gem on anybody.
There's gem on Axe.
Oh, yep, you're right. 1 gem right there.
I think I saw the 2nd gem as well, or they stole it from them.
Well,
yeah,
Gem's Axe is his, so that's hard to say.
Yeah, it's 3 AM here, so...
I understand, I hear you. Here, Infamous, though, hanging towards the high ground in hopes that maybe someone from the DC side will make a casual approach down through this mid lane. We'll head back up through the other side. Uh-oh, I say that, but as they spot out Ferev going for a D ward, they quickly TP towards that shrine and look to punish him for it, and they'll get it. quick reaction speed coming out from Infamous.
Yeah, there's that gem.
And a prize pick off at that too. So just as fast as they get the gem on side of DC, it's going to be taken the other way.
Tower is under attack.
Well, with the double force staff from one on Mag, one on Crystal Maiden soon to be finished, they can kite around that Clockwork, and now with Ags on Ursa, he can really commit to killing that clock with it. Shadow Fiend with Butterfly and Solar Crest on Timber, so they need a Bloodthorn or an MKB on here. Okay, Lycan already has Demon Edge, but also Ursa will have to go for one. Yeah, he has it queued up, so...
Dang. Yeah, they are going to have answers for DC very soon. And I don't know if DC are going to be itemizing in the same way here. Long rocket, but too late to be able to get the catch on any sort of Monkey King there. DC's fighting momentum certainly has been forced to pump the brakes quite a bit. And now we're going to be seeing a very small Infamous squad begin to pressure DC and force them to kind of be pulled around the map a bit. As now they lead in towards a tier 2 in the top lane. They're going to be happy to manipulate things as much as possible until maybe the next Rosh even comes out. But smoke comes out from DC, and they're looking to change things up and take the momentum of the game right back.
Oh, Maiden is Invis, they don't have any detection.
Oh, it's going to pop. And you're right, they have no detection on hand. They're not going to be able to spot her. And quickly they can head the other direction. Is anyone going to get caught? No! All that intel being provided from the Crystal Maiden helps them avoid the gank altogether.
That's a nice movement from CM.
Very fortunate for her
smoke,
that they didn't have detection. Jeez.
saving the team. Look at Monkey King. He's in the mode, I don't care about the game. I'm the carry now.
Farming his way through the Ancients and all the jungle.
Yeah, Solar Crest, Gem, Shadow Blade, Basher wants to have a BKB as well.
Someone on that team is going to suffer from him taking all that farm. It's looking like the Ursa right now. Lycan's taking all the... Oh, no, they're all jungle farming, so... I guess they'll all just have to take a much less share. Ursa recently finishing out his Agnums. I mean, if they were hoping for him to get the finish on the MKB, he's going to need that timing, but... Infamous are looking for a possible fight. Now they smoke up and are flirting around this Roche pit. Oh, they took the... They took the Arcane rune, and I think DC spotted that. Did they have a vision over the rune? They pinged it the second the rune was picked up.
Oh, how did they see it? How did they... Oh, the wolf bypassed the tower, okay.
They take to the trees right there, but it looks like DC are not going to be hanging out anybody too far from home and outside their leash. As they just play this one a bit slower in hopes of avoiding the feisty Infamous squad. They pull off a bit, but this game is still super close. A difference of only 500 or so net worth in this.
Yeah, Lycan has his MKB in 30 gold, so that's when they want to fight. Roche is up, what, 2 minutes? Kinda late Roche respawn.
Bit unfortunate for DC at the moment. They would have loved to have been able to maybe consider moving in their fort, but timing will not be on their side. And after Infamous kind of pressure out this mid lane, they could go back on the prowl once again. They're just trying to keep each lane in order as much as possible. And we have recovery late game items trying to come together here for DC. We see Dubu trying to go for the Midas himself, a Yule's trying together here for Forev. A gem and some wards for Bulba, as he's pretty much his clockwork peak at the moment between a Force Staff and a Blade Mail.
Yeah, and another gem. Forev wants to get that what's it called?
Yule Scepter.
Yule Scepter, yeah. It's good, really good against Ursa, just throw him in the air because Ursa has no BKB yet, or just in general, if Lycan goes in, who also doesn't have a BKB ready.
smoke, it looks like, here for DC. They're going to make sure the area is safe, and then they decide to pop it. They had just shown themselves towards the top lane, and they're hoping that that will give them a little bit of leverage on catching out some Infamous members. Maybe first they will scout out the Roche pit. Not up yet. They have the wardage there on the high ground, and they make their approach up and through the Infamous Ancient Camp. But Infamous, look at this positioning. They are hiding way far back, seeing that no DC members are in the area. They had this ward up on this high ground area, but I don't think that saw the smoke, so just the game sense here. Look at this. They're now going to be the team coming up from the other side, and Mason's going to be the first one to see the action breaking out. They'll hit him with a frostbite and a lot of right clicks. Monkey goes to the trees, up and over the other side. The rock's going to get dropped on top. Huge 3-man RP is going to make connection, and they skew it right back into the action. Lycan begins to chop them all apart as they fall. 2 going to be going down, but 2 on the other side as Abed helps shred them apart. The Requiem to fly out, and it looks like they can't find the Lycan a way to get back into the fight at the moment as they quickly disperse.
Double buyback from Infamous. Clockwork doing such a good job. Look at that little space, the stairs, the high ground. He blocked the 3 of them on the other side. They couldn't pass through that. Meanwhile, Monkey King kind of a too aggressive jump. Axe good call, and they just insta-killed him.
Yeah, Infamous obviously not taking the better positioning for that one. Obviously not expecting DC to be in that kind of area.
Also, Infamous smoked, and when you smoke, you don't want to climb the high ground. You want to go around, try to attack from the high ground. That's the thing. I mean, they could have wrapped around, like go through the river on the Roche pit on that high ground and go from there. I mean, Ursa lost half of its HP climbing that high ground.
Yeah.
Plus they had no vision, and DC, look at the ward on the high ground they had.
Yeah, they clearly saw him hop right up and over, and they were just in the much better positioning. It was a great RP too. Magnus was like, you know what, I'll just jump it. And he just jumped over through the high ground and did manage to catch a couple, but you know, you're skewering back into an Ursa who's already gotten his ass beat quite a bit. The Lycan was having a hard time fighting his way through the terrain to get into like the meat of the fight, and it became a very awkward situation for Infamous real fast. But after all disconnecting from the game, it looks like they're back in now, and DC quickly take their approach into the Roche, and it looks like they'll be able to get it without trouble at all.
Yeah, they can't contest it. Mag is gone.
It goes down, and DC take this game right back. We'll claim about a 2K net worth lead at the moment, but this will help them secure those next big pickups. So Lycan there with the MKB grab for Infamous, but what can Abed go for now? Is I thought he was stepping off for the Satanic there a bit, but it looks like he's going to change it up and go for an AC.
Yeah, I was just checking the items. Yeah, that's gonna be AC first, just to boost his team with extra armor and himself. Because of that evasion, Lycan has an MKB, so he needs more armor though, even though he's sitting on 21 armor right now, plus Aegis. We'll have to move more with Mask into his backpack.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Should be a good grab for him. What about Mason over here? Shiva's now done. Thanks to that recent tussle, he's been able to get a couple more charges, it looks like, back onto his Bloodstone, the mighty Solar Crest, but he's sporting about 3.6k gold.
Yeah. E-Blade might not be a bad idea here. There's no Purge. Yeah.
Stops all the heavy physical burst. Of course, coming out from the new Tricore that Infamous are flexing. And you're right, without a Diffusal Blade, they don't have much of a way to stop it. Ooh, Crystal Maiden! Her TP gets denied. Nice little Yules there. It's hard to watch.
Melted.
Yeah. Bulba already onto the next target. Pinged out the mid lane. Gets the hook shot. Here comes the Boots of Travel setup. Ferev's going to be there with the follow-up call. High ground is going to be the Magnus. He's waiting to see if he can get an approach. They force out the shapeshift, and he quickly retreats.
And now what do they have? 36 seconds left on the shapeshift. Aegis is done. AC is done. They want to push right now.
Let's see if they can do it. To the high ground, DC goes, and Abed begins to siege away on that tier 3. He holds the Aegis and the extra life, and he does a lot of work. They have to hit him with something, and they do. Monkey King leads in with the stun. The bear comes in and scratches him a little bit. Nothing too threatening, though.
Yeah, it's Solar Crest, Shadow Fiend, 50 armor
the upheaval,
with evasion.
They have to fight their melee into the upheaval, which is very unfortunate. This is a tough defense for Infamous. Having to battle into it. Look at this Ursa. You can see the kiting begin already. 1 Rax down. And really no trouble for it.
He needs that MKB on Ursa. What he can do if they feel like they're gonna fight right now, sell Midas, get that extra 1,000 gold, and just buy full MKB. Or he can just wait.
They could tell the Monkey King to stop farming so much, too.
Or that one, yeah.
I mean, Monkey King get an MKB for him. He's going, of course, for that Black King bar, his own KB. He's a monkey! He doesn't need a Monkey King bar. He needs a Black King bar.
Black King bar. What if Monkey King buys a MKB?
The game crashes.
He's not a Sven.
Infamous, it is a steeper hill to climb than it has ever been in this game now, it feels. With suddenly a 10k net worth advantage granted to DC after a successful fight, Roche, and now bottom lane invasion. It's a matter of just kind of stringing together another potential skirmish, and this one could be fast over. Infamous trying to bulk up all the savings they can to get these critical items so that they can even hold a good fight, but that means they risk giving away that buyback. Hence why maybe the extra pressure is already coming from DC.
Yeah, Bulbasaur even buys Vlad's to give even more armor. Just a casual plate mail on Timbersaw for some more extra armor on top of Ags.
Here's Abed. Manting, illusioning, moving up, sieging away from the low ground. This tier 3 is gone. And now it's on to the Rax. There's the move in. It's a miss of a skewer. Stuns out for Monkey King. And now they can go to a finish on the Rax. Infamous. This is their tournament life on the line right now. They got to be able to do something about it or they risk getting eliminated from the Summit 7. DC feeling strong about their move into the playoffs here if they can get the win, and they'll walk away from the top lane with a Rax set down. 3 Raxes already taken within the past few minutes and away from Infamous where they feel like they can't even commit any sort of team fight. What are they hoping for DC to do that they can actually initiate on them?
Yeah, they were probably waiting for Aegis to run out. Aegis is gone now, but the Shadow Fiend with Satanic. Kind of hard to take down with all that armor. They have 2 MKBs finished right now. Yes, and they should try to make a move. I mean, if they're just gonna stick in the base, they're gonna lose the game eventually. Shadow Fiend has such a big range. If they feel threatened, Clock will just go in. They will drop the rock and just save him. They also have 2 Force Staffs.
DC not actually stepping away too far, probably just making sure Infamous can't feel comfortable at all walking outside their base and finding all that extra farm. I mean, imagine a restricted Infamous team. I mean, who's going to take the farm at that point? I think you give it to the Monkey King.
Monkey King, yeah.
Just
it's a no-brainer. He's out there. Well, with good ultis, Monkey King and good RP, they can win a fight, there's no doubt about it, but they didn't manage to do it for the past, what, 15-20 minutes?
Yeah, they have been patient. I mean, I don't know how long you can tell a team, or say a team is just being extra patient. I mean, that's 2 high ground pushes from DC, and there's been no window of opportunity for Infamous to lay down the Monkey King or the RP. I mean, I don't know how long you want to wait before it's like, well, screw it, we got to do something, and you just throw it out there, but you can't afford to take another push like that.
It really sucks playing from the position where Infamous is right now. The map is pretty close for them. DC has a good vision. They don't have any ward on the map.
Yeah, the vision
because of the gem, and you're losing 1-0, and you rely so much on mag ulti, so you can make a mistake really easily.
Let's see if he can pull off the clutch or not.
Okay. The king bar is finished on king.
So we have 3 MKBs done, but that means no buyback for your Monkey King. He's figuring that.
No, it's a black king, not monkey king.
Oh, I'm sorry, black king. Yeah.
It's his king bar, but it's
the king bar.
Monkey black king bar.
Yeah. King bar, which is black, is done on the monkey. I get you. He will not have the buyback though, so he's hoping that he will get everything he needs within that 1 BKB, that 1 big monkey ult. To see if they're going to be able to get that opportunity or not. Maybe DC to the bottom lane to finish out that extra little racks right there. That's still standing. They're playing things patient. They know that once Abed stepped away and was able to pick up that Satanic, he also handed away all of his gold. So if he wanted to have a buyback, he'd have to farm it up. He's actually already queuing up
they got the kill
Scotty,
on him.
but yeah, it looks like they got a hold of Mason in the bottom lane. I missed that one, but it looks like a shapeshift Benjaz was able to run in and help chomp him down.
Not really. Benjaz didn't do anything. It was Crystal Maiden and the Monkey King just dealing so much damage.
Without a
Plus
Monkey King ult or anything.
Yeah, it was just a boundless strike and few bashes.
Dang.
Roche is up in, what, 1 minute?
Infamous already heading that direction, though, to scout things out. Probably will look to lead things in with the high ground vision so that they can keep tabs on what DC are thinking about doing here.
And it's off.
So what does Monkey King build from here?
I don't know. I mean, he's already pretty damn decked out. Get the
bottom barracks are under attack.
full silver edge, I suppose.
Yeah, it could be good against the Timbersaw for that extra armor that he gets from reactive armor. Well, look at Lycan damage. I mean, it's what, 500 cleave damage without a howl. With howl, it's plus extra 25. So with bash and true strike and double strike from Echo Saber,
It's good. It hit real hard.
Looks good. Yeah.
But I don't know. It feels like DC just know that they're farming more of the map faster. They'll do that and keep the lanes pressure forward so LaRoche does eventually show himself. Had it spawned up a little bit earlier, maybe Infamous could have had a say in the matter, but it was just enough time for DC rather to be able to keep these lanes pressured forward and create enough of a blanket so that they can get the Roche done. Or did I speak too soon? Running in's gonna be the Ursa. Oh, they shoved him out! And it's gonna be the Crystal Maid who picks up the Aegis. Are you serious? He ran in and just shoved Abed out of there, or Abed shoved himself. I don't know what the hell happened, but they are out. And now they're looking to bring out Monkey King all on the other side wall. It's going to be Benjaz and Ursa looking to shut down Mason, and they will get it.
Oh, I'm getting chills from this game.
Abed now forced to run out in a way.
Without
he has
power treads.
no TP. He has no boots. He has to swap something to his backpack so he can finally hold the TP. Tries to turn around and fight, but he is greatly outnumbered. Oh,
wow.
no.
Abed used Pike there on Ursa and moved himself out of the Roche pit.
Oh, that looked... It looked like the Ursa just shoved him right out, but you're right. The Hurricane Pike, I guess he was hoping to deflect the bear out of the pit, but shoving himself out created the most unfortunate situation.
So,
and the fight became dramatically split, and now look at this. Infamous on the charge. No one gets an Aegis.
Yeah, there should be a cheese. Probably someone ate it during that fight. Who ate the cheese?
I have no, it was maybe someone denied it. It was just nutty. As they jump in for the high ground themselves, they have been at a serious deficit this game, losing nearly 2 sets of racks. Now it's their turn to move into the high ground. Abed dead without a buyback for 40 seconds still will allow Infamous to at least clear out the mid lane set of racks. DC not looking to square up at the moment without having Shadow Fiend ready to go. Yes, it's back now, but Infamous are gone. Oh. Or are they? Look at this. RP Blink. RP Blink. Are they trying to go for a fake back?
They might. They don't have any sentry wards in the base, so Mag can really cast a good RP or not. They're backing. Time to kill a shrine. Monkey King just hitting down the shrine. 3k gold. He's getting close to level 25. 100%. Boundless Strike crit. With all the damage, that's gonna be juicy.
Oh, he got hit with the dust. He's able to hop up out. Chase was on for DC, but they couldn't quite get it. What a crazy game. Spots him. Oh, pump fakes the ulti. Forev goes to the high ground, doesn't catch him, but Bulba will. And now the Monkey King will come out with a BKB. Bulba tries to get forced out from trouble, but still caught inside. But now, maybe the Monkey King a bit overextended. He will lose his own life. Abed sweeps in and will help get the finish. Monkey King going to be out. Buyback is available for him, but otherwise he's gone for 100 seconds. The chase continues here for DC. There's the Crystal Maiden, and there she goes. Also with the buyback available. And now it's suddenly DC going the other direction, just like that.
Well, Monkey King shouldn't commit ulti there. Mag blinked in, got backed off from the cogs again.
It just keeps getting better.
Buyback already forced out for your Crystal Maiden. And I think that's it for DC at the moment. 48 minutes in. Game really anyone's. Two sets of Raxes down on the side of Infamous here. Infamous have recently been able to take the better of a ridiculous Roche fight and waltz themselves down their own mid lane and be able to take out DC's mid set, which gets things pretty even there, but still just the slightest favor for DC. I mean, what do you think, Lacoste, given the items and the situation now? Who do you think actually has the upper hand?
This is the kind of game where one RP changes it, so you can't really tell if he misses an RP. They could lose a game. If he casts like 2-3 man RP, they'll win it easily. But right now he has a Shadow Blade and the Force Staff, Blink Dagger. He should be able to get at least 2-man RP.
We'll see what he is going to be blessed with here. DC are slowly crossing their ways past the river once again, but look who could be possibly caught in the mid lane. Jump in from the Ursa. Okay, super hard commitment here from him. Trying to get a hold of Forev will cost him his life potentially. On the backhand side, the Monkey King spots out Mason. Ursa going to be going down and immediately buys back. Monkey King begins right-clicking down Forev, not your best target. On the other front though, a rock will be committed as they chase out for the cores. Both the Ursa and the Wolfman will have to run away. So Nico will be able to get that finish onto the axe. Now Abed stepping in, interjecting, and being able to easily shrug the rest away. Gets the one takeout. Immediate buyback comes out from Bulba. Sword now under heavy pressure, gonna be taken out. That's the end of the Ursa for this one. He's gonna be out for 2 minutes. And now they look for the next target, and it's gonna be the Magnus. He's forced to buy back, and this is all it for DC. They need to get this mid lane if they want the game. And Abed takes to the tier 3 already. Only missing out on their Warlock, who had already committed their rock. The tier 3 will go down. The shapeshift comes out from Benjaz, but at that same moment, Forever moves in. Gets off a nice call and a Requiem, and that's when they unleash the Monkey King ult. Abed looking for the appropriate target is going to be able to quickly take out the Monkey King. He's dropped the gems down. They look for the next target. It's going to be Benjaz, and he's out too. Now focus on the Rex here if you're DC, and focus on getting into the playoffs. Infamous buyback with everything they can to try to hold, but it may just be too late.
That one RP, yeah, he caught 2, and there was no one else to back him up there. He was out of position, and then skewered back Lycan. Lycan tried to focus. guy with a
Skewer.
Ghost Scepter. GG is
All
called.
the way back, but that is gonna do it. It's gonna take 2 games, and DC will be able to finish off Infamous and secure a spot into the playoffs, where they will face Team NP in the first round.
Yeah, both games, Infamous relied so much on that one spell, one RP. When they hit it, they win a team fight. When they don't, they lose. It's as simple as that. On the other hand, X again, forever on that X with some clutch calls and controlling that Ursa again, plus cogs from Bulba. You did really some of the best cog jobs.